What's up, y'all? Welcome to Summer's 2 Cents, okay? We are about to view that live stream that Briana did yesterday. I've been editing it, trying to get it together for you guys all day yesterday because it was a pretty lengthy clip that I caught. I want y'all to understand, a lot of my commentary is going to be from a general stance, okay? And also, I have not picked no side. If you over here because you are Team Bree, you Team Janelle, you Team The Truth, you Team Bloggers, you are entitled to whatever side you have picked. I speak in general. I will speak in a matter of fact way if I heard something come out the horse's mouth and give my opinion and my perspective on it. But I don't know these people, so I ain't picked a side unless you have harmed kids and like for a fact I know this, like that guy with them dreads and you know them teeth and he was charged with that stuff, you know. I don't fool with him. You know what I'm saying? I will speak like direct about things like that. But all this other stuff that's going on that I wasn't there to see, I wasn't present for, I'm not that invested, okay? But I do have an opinion just like anyone else. I'm nosy. I see what's happening. It's on the internet. So I'm going to give my perspective when I can. So go ahead and grab y'all snacks, grab y'all beverages. I don't have my cup with me. I'm going to be offering my own merch soon, okay? Soon y'all won't have to get separate things. Y'all have a cup. Y'all have y'all tray to be in one place, okay? So grab whatever you need. Tune in. Get comfortable because we on for a lengthy ride. Tune in for Summer's 2 Cents. All right, y'all.
So let's get into the definition of freedom of speech. And so many people love to throw that word around because y'all love to say that. Oh, it's a freedom of speech, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. No, it's not.
Okay, guys, I'm a little bit behind, okay? Briana ended up going live again yesterday to break down how she has a legal right to now prosecute the individual she believes is bullying, harassing, and stalking her. And she explains how she lined all this up by sending out letters of cease and desist to these certain bloggers last year to give them a warning. Like, hey, enough is enough. Stop what y'all doing. Or I'm going to get my lawyers on y'all head. So let's check out what she had to say.
Teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal.
I got some big tea.
You messing, I'm a little messy too, but this ain't about me. This not about me. This ain't about me. I know I got limits.
Clock.
How was you well? How was you well? Be sure to smash that follow button on all platforms. Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.
And wait 1 minute, okay? I'm not here to destroy nobody, bully nobody, or intimidate nobody. I'm just putting out the stuff that you put on social media publicly. All right, y'all. Enjoy this clip.
Harassment is generally not considered protected freedom of speech, especially when it's based on a person's protected characteristics like race, religion, or sex. While the First Amendment protects a wide range of speech, including that which is offensive or hateful, it does not protect speech that rises to the level of harassment. Let me say that again. It does not protect speech that rises to the level of harassment. Let's go to the harassment definition, because a lot of people don't know what that is. Harassment, as defined in many contexts, involves unwelcome conduct that creates a hostile environment for a person based on their protected characteristics. This can include verbal, physical, or visual. Verbal, physical, or visual behavior. This includes verbal, physical, or visual behavior. Those thumbnails with my pictures on it, that's visual behavior. You voicing and running your mouth, defaming my character, that's verbal harassment. You get it now? Every thumbnail, every post, every status that has my picture on it, that is repetitive, it's called visual and verbal behavior. That is severe or pervasive enough to alter the conditions of or will create a hostile environment. While the First Amendment protects freedom of speech, it does not protect speech that constitutes harassment. Let me say that again. While the First Amendment protects freedom of speech, it does not protect speech that constitutes harassment. Let me say this again. What is harassment, everybody? Email or social media intended to cause distress or harm.
Baby, I always said ending up in court, it ain't never my venture. It never seems worth it to me. However, I haven't made 10 racks, 20 racks off nobody back off these social media streets, like not one particular person. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it's like to be eating that type of chicken covering one topic, not one topic, but one individual person or family. You know what I'm saying? That might put me in a place where, oh, I got to chase it. Kind of like chasing that high. I don't know. Something that stuck out to me is she said, if the person is intending to cause distress. And I'm thinking that might give her a leg to stand on. This is not me agreeing or disagreeing with her. This is just me thinking. Because put yourself in her position or another content creator's position that has an individual or multiple people who constantly, continuously make you feel like you're under attack. And this is her work environment. Social media is a means of employment for her. It's her business. It's how she feeds her family. And if she can prove that the things that are circulating on the internet causes her to shy away from her work environment, she might have one up on y'all. I don't know. I'm not no lawyer. I'm just using my, what they call it, amdula obligata. I don't know. Yeah, and she's claiming that y'all are saying defaming things. Now, I know there is some stuff that people say that she put out herself, and that's another thing. I'm going to get into that later. But it's some other stuff that people say they kind of, putting one and one together to get their own number two. So, I don't know. Let's continue to listen.
Online harassment and cyber stalking involves using digital means to repeatedly and persistently harass, threaten, or intimidate someone. Let's go back up to freedom of speech. While the First Amendment protects freedom of speech, it does not protect speech that constitutes harassment.
Ooh, this is getting spicy. Now, again, this is not me agreeing with her. This is just me using my amdula obligata. That's how you say it? Because I'm a blogger too, and I be trying to tread light in these streets while getting the tea. Now, harassment might be hard for her to prove unless she got y'all up in her comment section in her lives, which I've been in some of her lives, and she's addressed some people. Now, I'm not sure if these are the same bloggers that she's talking to, but I can recall one instance when somebody was in her live arguing with her about some type of public record they pulled up and tried to prove her wrong or catch her in some type of lie, and they were going back and forth. Now, that's direct contact, like with her, not physical, but you were in her live stream going back and forth with her, and she already has a, what's the word I'm looking for? Her view of you is already, that you are harassing or stalking or bothering her, pestering her. And especially if you are one of the individuals that she sent you a cease and desist letter to. I don't know. You might be in some hot water now. I'm not sure who that individual was, but it was one time I caught her live, and I don't know, like I said, if this person, this is just like used as an example, because I remember being in a live stream and her specifically talking to this person as if they cover her like a blogger page, or something like that. So if that fits you, she might have a case against you. I don't know. Go contact the lawyer. Go talk to them. Go see if you protect it. I mean, because even though she deletes her live streams, what we think is deleted, she could simply have made them private. So she may still have those videos in her archives to pull up to use at will. Also, if she has evidence of you being on your own live stream, but calling out to her or calling for her and telling people to go relay something, or like, I know you're listening type time, kind of like catcalling her. If that's, y'all know, but I'm not catcalling, because that's like when a boy is trying to holler, but you know what I'm saying, kind of like in your live, kind of taunting her. That could be proof of harassment too. I mean, if I was a judge, I might think so, but I also didn't go to school to be a judge, and I don't know nothing about the law. This is just me using my own train of thought. Let's continue.
So for everybody that's like, oh my gosh, we can't talk about one person. I never heard of that. That's against the law. It's freedom of speech. Baby, when I go to your YouTube and every thumbnail and every caption is defaming my character, images of me, which is visual behavior as quoted in the text, then you are breaking the law. You are breaking the law. It's common sense. Every single post, what did they say? Repetitively. You continue consistently. Harass. Let's go back to the definition. Harassment. Unwanted behavior, verbal or physical, that makes a reasonable person feel uncomfortable, humiliated, or mentally distressed. The focus of the harassment is to cause annoyance, abuse, alarm, or distress. So although I left an abuser, I'm still being abused. Hello? Anybody got that? Okay. Stalking and harassment are both unwanted and repetitive behaviors that can cause emotional distress. Since they want to screen record videos, come screen record this one. Teach you something. All right, more to go. So when people say, please be quiet and fight in court, I'm going to fight in court and I'm going to fight out loud because I don't know who else may be experiencing this and who need help. And I tell you this, and I've been saying this in my comments, God did not give me a voice and a platform to be quiet. God did not give me a voice for me to shut up and shut down and allow these people to get on this here internet for free from their Starbucks internet or Wi-Fi or whatever internet they're using to come and bully and harass me and I shut up. Oh baby, no, I've been shut up for 2 years. It got me nowhere. So I'm gonna handle them through courts with stalking TPOs and I'm gonna educate live and loud.
Now, I'm not quite sure that she's been quiet for the 2 years. I will say that she does not address every single thing, and then she'll have her moments where she will just spaz out and go off. Now, we're going to continue to listen to what she had to say with her breakdown and her explaining how she would be justified in taking people to court because she just want to be left alone. This is what I want to stress. I can't stress this enough. This is a public platform, and while I do not agree with people covering individuals in a fashion that can be looked at as harassment or bullying, because a lot of times I do see content myself and I be like, damn, why they running down on so-and-so like that? Like, why they like going in like that? And I know why, because that's the type of content that gets views. People want to, the messier, the better. They want to see people get dragged. This is why shows like Baddies and stuff like that is so popular. However, we need to be accountable. And I know Briana says, I take accountability. But you can't continue to have the same behaviors. And what I mean is this information that wouldn't be had if you didn't come to the internet with it. Because from my understanding, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but it was a video that I watched where she spoke and I heard it come out of her mouth where she brought, well, I watched for myself where she brought the Janelle stuff to the internet. And I watched a recent video that's actually shout out to Sherelle Hodge, the girl who decided to defend Briana, actually dug up an old video from somewhere. I don't know if somebody sent it to her or if she came across it, but it was from like 2022, 2023 or something like that, where Briana was on a show and she admitted out of her own mouth that she brought the marital issues to social media. So you're causing your own distress. You cannot bring something like that that's juicy, that's drama-filled, that's messy to a social media platform and think that people are not going to talk about it, especially when you have a platform. Like you were married to what's his name? LaTruth. He had a huge platform. So of course people was going to eat it up. And then y'all ran with it. Y'all both got involved. Y'all know y'all was picking sides and groups was created. And you can't control when people decide to shut up. Once the information is out there, and especially like when people got a taste of those checks, it's like blood in the water for a shark. They going to continue to eat it up. And I mean, even to the point where legal stuff is being threatened. They seeing people go to court and they are still talking about it. I mean, I could never. I will hope that I could never. But then again, like I told y'all, I ain't ran up no $20,000 check off of running somebody down into these interweb streets. I'm just not that invested. And not even so much invested. I could be messy, but I can't, not to the extent that I see. My boundaries won't allow me to be. And it is some things that is said, while I think Briana causes her own, she sets herself up for these things to happen a lot of times. Some of the things that I hear some people saying, especially about the babies, like the conspiracy theories and all that stuff, like, to me, is crazy. Like, talking about kids and all that stuff has always been like way too far for me. Picking apart somebody's looks and all that other stuff across the board, whether it's Briana, person in the comment section, you know, just across the board. I mean, for us to be adults, I feel like a lot of times we act very, very childish, and we need to get it together. Like, we supposed to be the example, and we not setting an example for nobody on these internet streets. Nobody at all. The way we be out here acting, and we grown, so do what work for you. I'm just giving, you know, my perspective on the things I've seen, and I have not seen everything, because like, I'm new to this, I ain't true to this, and I'm not invested. So I know a lot of times people see me cover content and they be like, it look like I'm picking sides. No, I just post what y'all put on the internet. I haven't picked a side for nobody. And I've said, no, I didn't. I made a video and I never dropped it. I said, if Briana do something and I think she need accolades for it, or she did a good job, you doing a good, I'm going to tell her, that's what's up. Do your thing. And to me, Bree is a pretty girl. Bree is a pretty girl. If Janelle do something and I think he did something positive, yeah, he did what he did, and it's horrible. Domestic violence, and this is from your girl. She said you did it. This is her words. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, because I wasn't there. I don't know if you physically abused her. This is just going off of what Briana put on the internet about Janelle. That ain't none of my business. And it's her choice to be in it. I don't condone domestic violence. It's not okay, but we can't make nobody leave nobody. We can't force her to be ready to go. She gonna have to go on her own time and her own accord. And I pray that it never goes too far that she doesn't have the opportunity to leave if what she brought to the internet is true. Because most of the time, domestic violence escalates. But if he do something positive or good and I see it, I'm gonna give him his accolades too. Same thing for the truth in anybody, because I'm not that invested, and I'm not gonna say anybody because I don't mess with certain people. Like that boy with the big teeth and the dreads could never. Like, that's my boundary. Like, seeing that paperwork, he could never. Nothing he could do could be highlighted or positive in my book, ever. And dang, that I just forgot. She used to sit. Briana used to sit with me. And then they do like a music video or something together. And I know business be business. So I don't know if that was like money related, but even then, I don't know if I could like. But I don't know. Anyway, let's continue because I talked way too much.
I sent everybody. I was so smart. Okay? A year ago, I said all these people cease and desist. Okay? They was all on here laughing about it and kid. Oh, she sent me to y'all. I'm not listening to that. I got freedom of speech. I got freedom of speech. Well, baby, today, world, it helps me in my case. Because although you have freedom of speech, it says you are not covered in harassment. Say it loud, Bookie Butt. You are not covered in harassment when it comes to freedom of speech. So you thought that you could throw this word around of freedom of speech and it was just going to be, oh, it's freedom of speech, social media freedom of speech. No, baby, you're not covered. You're harassing. You're stalking. We're going to get to that next because a lot of y'all don't know what stalking is. But like I said, cyber stalking is a form of online harassment, which is all these people on YouTube who keep my name in their throat. I mean, real deep. Where a stalker uses electronic means like the internet, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, email, or social media. What you mean, why I can't talk about one person? Because I am an individual. Thank you, Stephanie, for the super chat. I love you. I am an individual. And on every thumbnail, on every post, on every status, on every caption, there is Briana, her kids, or her kid's father. I am an individual. My kids are a third party. My kid's father is a third party connected to me. Moving on. Actions that target an individual creating a hostile or offensive environment. Examples include name calling. Ooh! How many of them got name calling in the caption with Briana Battle? And horse mouth shouting it out. I mean, come on, let's be for real. Let's be for real here. Name calling. Yep, I just name called. Sure did. Name calling. Offensive jokes, slurs, threats, or intimidation. Name calling, offensive jokes, slurs, threats, or intimidation. Precious 314, I'm so glad you had your mama too. I'm glad you had your mama too. I'm mad she didn't swallow it, but I'm glad you had your mama too. Can y'all get her out of here, please? Exclusive, get her out. Get her out. Because I'm sick and tired. I'm up to here with the disrespect. I'm up to here with the disrespect. I'm trying to help you out, Bookie butt. Coming on here being disrespectful to me, and I don't do nothing to none of y'all maggots. Leave me be. Leave me be, because I already had it up to here. I've already had it up to here. I've been quiet for 2 years. I've been ignoring y'all for 2 years. I'm handling it through courts to make sure I get every single one of y'all a stalking TPO, which is why I'm defining you right now so you know why they're going to be knocking on your door serving you. Here. People think it's a game, and people be like, oh, no, you know, I didn't see that happen. I didn't know that happened. I didn't. Okay. Well, we about to make this world global. And if I got to, since everybody likes to joke about who I bought a billboard for, I will buy a billboard and put every single slur that you have ever said about my kids on a big billboard in Atlanta so everybody can see your face and everybody can know who you are, big bullies. Since y'all want to be worldwide known, we're going to go worldwide and let it be known exactly who you are. Okay? I just, baby, listen, had it up to here. Been quiet for 2 years. When they start talking about my children, and this ain't the first time to talk about my children, people be like, oh, you know, no, no. This ain't the first time they talk about my children. Typically the internet. What were you on? The internet. So when people say, oh, you put your stuff out there, yes, it is okay for you to have an opinion here and there, but to have an opinion every second, every day, every moment, every minute, like this person who have no life, sitting over here screen recording my life, showing that she's a stalker. Thank you, girl. Thank you.
Ooh, she almost got offended. I said, ooh, I started looking around. Is she talking about me? But I said, oh no, she ain't talking about me, because I ain't even catch this when she was live. I got it before she deleted it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But damn, she said she gonna put you on a billboard. That's crazy work. Can you imagine as many people ride through like downtown Atlanta or something, seeing your face and your words that you said about children, like just them riding past a big billboard and just seeing what you said about like some children? Because regardless of your feelings about the adult, most people that have integrity or boundaries or mannerisms or any type of just like, you know, good about themselves, you're not finna just drag no kids. Now, I know some people that will say some things, but not out loud, in private, but not like on a public platform. But I know in today's time, a lot of people don't have those boundaries. They gonna say whatever, they gonna do whatever to get those views, to get those clicks, to grow their page. And this is not no slight, this is just the fact, this is just my opinion. But I get it. Sometimes I be like, dang, I wish I could be a little bit more messier, because baby, y'all be eating them views up. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Let's continue.
Thank you. Thank you, Nelly, for the super chats. It doesn't get much plainer than that. I mean, every post, everything I do, you're talking about it. You're stalking. Typically, the internet, to harass or stalk someone, it involves a pattern of repetitive. What does repetitive mean? Sending excessive or threatening messages, posting false information, which none of y'all know me in real life to post anything about me. None of y'all have had any conversations with me. I don't know you, Makisha, whatever the hell your name is. I don't know none of y'all. You don't know me to post anything about me. You know, you post it to the internet, and I can't post whatever I want to post on the internet. That does not give you the right to stalk me, to harass me. People say, why can't I talk about one person? It's the repetitive. You can talk about one person, but not repeatedly, not continuously, not consistently. Repeated and intentional behavior intended to harm or intimidate someone. Bullying, repeated and intentional behavior. Y'all know this word just keep coming up in every definition. It keeps saying repetitive, repeatedly. So do y'all know how it look when you say the judge not gonna do nothing, but when I come to court with a whole 2-year worth of videos and statuses and posting pictures of y'all humiliating and lying, you say that he not gonna do nothing? The judge not gonna do nothing. Are you slow or are you dumb? To bully somebody, harass somebody, lie, defame my character for 2 whole years with every single video for 2 whole years. 2 whole years. 2 whole years. First of all, a judge would never even give you a TVO stalking if you didn't have no evidence, Mookie butt. I'm not coming to evidence with no one post from last week, from one post from yesterday, from one post from, I'm coming for 2 years. All y'all got 2 years worth of videos of y'all harassing me, stalking me, talking about me, recording my videos and reposting me. What are you talking about? Cyber harassment. Harassment that occurs through online platforms such as social media. Clock it. Clock it. For 2 years straight, I was silent. For 2 years straight, I turned the other cheek. A year ago, I sent C76 warning these people to leave me the hell alone. They did not. They laughed. They continued. So now we here. People get on here and talk about how my daughter, Lauren, and Amora gets stimulated by a grown man. For another grown man. But I was supposed to stay quiet. I turned the sheet out, didn't say nothing. I came out and said something, no, left it alone. Then it kept on going. 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 Everybody keeps saying, Briana, be quiet. Briana, be quiet. Briana, be quiet. Briana, be quiet. I was 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 quiet. Ooh, I was quiet. I ain't never seen a person so quiet. If I was in a dictionary, quiet would be my picture. I was so quiet, didn't say nothing. But now it's time to get loud and let people know what these people been doing to me for 2 freaking years. Yes, I'm gonna handle it in the court. But yes, I'm gonna be loud and let people know what these people been doing to me for 2 freaking years. I have not seen nobody else who's been this harassed and humiliated for 2 years, including their children for 2 years.
Oh, babe, you gotta get out and broaden your horizons, a little bit, because there's a lot of content creators that get harassed just like you, actually longer than you, and they didn't actually bring like the information necessarily to the internet. People drew their own conclusions and kind of like just ran with it, or whatnot. But baby, I know people that have been being harassed for over 9 years. CPS calls, cops getting called to their house, people threatening to unalive them, all kinds of crazy stuff, baby. It's out there. It's out there. It's not just you. People hone into the drama and the mess, and if it's going to get them paid, baby, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. They kind of cater to the audience. And I feel like us as bloggers have a responsibility for the way our audience moves. No, we can't control adults, but you can see if you are creating a mob style like environment. When you see a bunch of people in your comment section talking about calling CPS and calling authorities and stuff like that simply because they decided that they don't like an individual, you can say something about it. And I feel like bloggers that allow that type of stuff to go on in their comment section is dead ass wrong. I'm sorry. You can have your opinion. You can say you can have your opinion. You can dislike someone for whatever your reasons are. But we're not finna put no mobs together and then doxing people, doxing or whatever. I don't care if it's doxing or not. Putting somebody's address out. Putting someone's front of their home out. Putting someone's location out. Like, putting something out that they did not put out themselves that could put them in harm's way is crazy work to me. Like, I just think it goes too far. When I see CPS being called out the content creators' houses simply because they don't like something, it's crazy, because I always think about like kids that end up in the system that was done horribly. Like, the system is not a good place to be. A lot of times it's not the place you want the kids to be. So many kids are harmed in the system, lost in the system. So it'd be crazy to me when I see people weaponizing these types of services. You know what I'm saying? Even calling the cops. You know how many people get shot unalive for things that just went too far with the police because they trigger happy? We got to do better. But let's finish this up.
I ain't even seen nobody say nothing as bad as something about Beyonce baby hair. I ain't never seen them say, oh, Beyonce baby such and such and such do for such and such and such. I ain't never seen them say that statement. But y'all can do that to me. Why did you dedicate yourself to me for 2 years? I just want to know. Okay. How did it all start? It don't matter how it all started. I'm finishing it. I'm finishing it. I'm putting my foot down and I'm finishing it. However that means necessary. Whatever lawyer I gotta pay, it's done. It's done. And I'm starting with the battery that's being put in people's backs. Then I'm starting with the other people. Secondly, them people. And then I'm gonna finish it. We're gonna finish this thing right on now. Because one thing we ain't gonna do is keep harassing me, keep mentioning my name, keep talking about me. And I think once my lawyers start putting out these lawsuits towards YouTube and Facebook, which Facebook really, they easy. I be copyright striking y'all like crazy, but I really haven't had to because my fans been getting y'all really bad. So when y'all be like, Briana copyright strike me, I didn't. I didn't, because if you did, it would say my email, it would say my name, it would say my number to contact me. It just means somebody reported your content as harassment and it got taken down and flagged by Facebook. Don't mean I've reported your content, because it would say my name. And I have no shame in my game. Every time I copyright strike somebody, what y'all see? A screenshot of me saying, yep, I did it. Not scared of y'all, but y'all not gonna keep talking about me, my kids. You're not gonna harass me. You're not gonna keep talking about my relationship. You're not gonna keep talking about my kids' dad. You're not gonna talk about my kids. You're not gonna talk about none of that. Done. Benito. You can have an opinion. You can talk about me every now and then. I don't care. Make new content. If you want to be a real blogger, talk about Beyonce. Talk about somebody else. Talk about somebody else. Then mention me in there somewhere, salt and pepper. Then talk about somebody else. Talk about somebody else. Talk about somebody else. Then mention me in there a little bit. Then talk about somebody else. Talk about somebody else. Talk about somebody else. And then mention me in there. But not repetitively, consistently, and harassing and bullying. Like, no, we're not gonna do that. That's where the line draws. So people say, oh, content creators be upset because no. When it's repetitively, no. I talk about this, talk about that. And nothing seems to break Briana. Wonder why? Because of God's grace? Because of God's favor? Every time y'all throw dirt, y'all ain't doing nothing but planting my seed to grow, to flow, to flourish. And y'all be like, well, why are you worried about little me? I'm not worried about little you. But when it comes to my kids, I'm gonna step for my kids. When it comes for my kids, I'm going to show up as a mother and pop off on my kids. I'm not everybody else. I'm not gonna sit back and let y'all bully my kids. I'm not gonna sit back and ignore y'all and be like, oh yeah, I love y'all. You know, y'all my fans, I love you. No, you talk about my kids, it's help you too. Fan or not, you're not gonna talk about my kids, you're not gonna respect my kids, you're not gonna degrade my kids, you're not gonna bully my kids. No. I'm gonna step for my kids. I'm gonna step for my kids. On my mama.
Now, for my final thoughts, okay? Stop bringing your business to the internet. Stop bringing your business to the internet. You cannot control what people say. You can't stop them from saying it, and you can't control when people stop talking about the information that you brought to the internet. Now, all the bashing and stuff with the kids is not okay. A lot of people decide to pick a side and then get nasty with it. That's just the way of the world today. But you got to stop bringing your business to the internet. Nobody would know if you did not bring it. And be careful who you talk to, who you consider a friend, because people be dropping receipts, text messages, all kinds of stuff left and right when things don't go the way they think or when friendships fall out. So just be careful. Be careful. And y'all bloggers and things like that, you know, cover your content, do what you want to do, but y'all be careful too, because people do end up in court. People do end up getting gag orders or having to come out their pocket. I don't want to go to court and pay a court fee, a court fine, nothing. I'm not trying to be flying nowhere, traveling nowhere. I'm not going to get in my car to drive to the courthouse to have to defend myself. It's never that deep. Get y'all money up. Get y'all coins, but is it worth it to be going through all this stress? I don't know. I'll let y'all know when I make a big bag. Then I'll tell y'all, you know, how I feel. Because I ain't been in that seat with y'all for those who have made a big bag. And if you didn't make a big bag, if you're not out here making racks, 10, 20 bands a month off social media, YouTube for talking about this individual, then what are we really doing? Like, what's going on? Is your hate driving you? Because at this point, you can't say it's awareness. If you covered the story, you put the information out there, that's it, that's all. You don't have to keep running the same story over and over and over and over and over. You don't. And if you are doing something like a call to action, then take the steps to do so. But constantly constantly like berating somebody up and down the internet, like that's not weird. That's bullying in my book. A lot of y'all probably don't like that, and this is not me picking no sides. This is just me giving my perspective, my opinion. A lot of actions that I see on the internet definitely fall under bullying. My definition, forget the legal. Bullying, harassment, it falls under it for me. However, a lot of these content creators give out this information for people to be able to come up on here and drag y'all. People should be able to show their kids too. Nobody should have to hide their family and stuff because adults don't know how to control themselves and be nice. What did y'all parents teach y'all? Didn't they teach y'all if you don't have nothing nice to say, then don't say nothing at all? And wait 1 minute, let me make a correction or clarification. When I say you can't control, I mean in a general sense. People gonna hit that live button and upload a video, and there ain't nothing you're gonna be able to do about it until you take legal action. If you can take legal action. And every time you take legal action, you're not always gonna win. If people smart about it and they know how to get through the loopholes, the ins and outs, of the legal system to protect themselves, you won't win every battle. And then money is expensive going to court. Can you imagine taking 10, 20, 30 different people to court back to back trying to get people to shut up on the internet? It's no way your resources is going to extend that far. And at that point, you're working backwards, because if you spending all the money you making on taking people to court, then what are we doing? Just get off the internet. It's really no way to control it. You can take one person and try, but your money got to be super long if you're going to play that long game. Got to be super long if you're going to play that long game. So just be mindful of what you put on the internet. Have tough skin. Protect your peace. Stop allowing people to bring stuff to you. And that's for real, at the end of the day, all you can do is protect your peace by not allowing people to bring stuff to you and not watching. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And we'll be back later with another one.